And here we go. Lay on down, bridge base, hips down, feet down, knees up. Today, I have been told, is International Women's Day. And I'm just going to be very honest. I think that's silly. I saw a really great quote this morning. A lady told her daughter, "Happy International Women's Day." And her daughter looked at her and said, "We get a day? You mean one day? Shouldn't we get half of the days?" Kind of my thinking exactly. But nonetheless, it is International Women's Day. And I'm bringing a pose to you today that I don't normally teach. It's not super hard. It can be a challenge if you want it to be, but it's sort of in honor of International Women's Day. I'd say it is, except it's not, because I actually wrote this flow not realizing it was today, but hey, we're going to call it that. We're all good. Feel the length of the spine on the earth as I come over to join you on the mat. You might lift the hips just a little bit, tuck the tailbone all the way under, and gently bring the tailbone and the hips back down to the earth. Notice if your chin is lifting up high to the sky, and you might lift the skull and drop the chin a little bit more towards your chest. Find that sensation of your feet on the ground. I mean, wiggle your toes a little, maybe even shift the feet side to side. Lift the toes, lift the heels. Feel connection to earth. Because as always, my lovelies, first we ground, and then we breathe, and then we move. And as we start to take this little sway in the feet, let the hips and the knees start to come with it. It's not really windshield wipers yet. We're really focusing on rocking the feet side to side and letting the legs go along for the ride. So rock to the outside of the left and the arch of the right, and then switch. Keeping the focus on the feet. And then as the movement starts to get a little bigger and the breath gets a little deeper, we can start to shift into windshield wipers, using our movement to explore the body we brought to the mat today. Noticing any little snap, crackles, and pops. Noticing what feels good and what does not. Noticing what feels open, maybe what also feels tight. Our first goal in yoga, our first obligation to ourselves is to honor the nobility of the body. I know that as we get older, we can sometimes look back and say, gosh, I could do this pose with so much ease. And either it's a struggle now or it's not available to me now. And we kind of look back at that and think, gosh, it was better then when I could do that. But I'm going to invite you to let that narrative go today and instead celebrate all of the things that your body can do today. Coming back up to center here. We're just going to bring the soles of the feet together and we're going to rock side to side still, but in a little bound angle. So shifting where the stretch is happening, rocking through the hips, letting one knee come heavy and then the other. It's not going to hold this shape quite yet, hips not being very warm. And if you want at some point to come into center and use your hands, give the knees a little bit of a little jaunty bounce today. And then bring the knees back in, right knee in the right hand, left knee in the left hand. And we'll lift the tailbone again, gently set it down, rock a little bit side to side. And maybe as we're doing this, we circle ankles and wiggle the toes, start to wake up the ankles and the calves. And then we're going to make our way up to, I lied, we're not. Hold on to the shins, peel the nose up towards the knees here. And you can hold on here. Keep the chin lifted just slightly off of the chest. And then at some point, maybe you try releasing one hand or both hands, keeping those knees squeezing in. And then maybe we take a little bit of a release, squeeze the knees and the nose together, and then a little bit of a release. And you can do this with hands on or hands off. Squeeze in and release. And you might notice that the core starts to wiggle a little here. Squeeze in and hold. Hold as high as we can go. And then we're going to lift the right foot up and bring it down. And lift the left foot up and bring it down. And maybe we lift both feet up and drop them down. Do it again. Right foot. Squeeze a little higher. Left foot. Both feet. Last time, right foot. Left foot. Reach both feet up and hold them here. Notice how the hamstrings are feeling. Are they a little tight today? Are they feeling long and luscious? Lift your heart a little closer to those knees. We're just going to open our feet a little bit and crisscross. Open, crisscross. Open and cross. Little tiny baby scissor kicks here. Scissor kicks. Kick is the wrong word, but we're focusing on keeping the heart up high. You can do this and hold on to the hamstrings. You don't need to do this unsupported. Okay? Pretty much all core work, you can make modifications to help you stay focused on the muscles that you're trying to work. We're working on the rectus abdominis here and getting just a little bit into the obliques as the legs open out and squeeze back in. And hold it all the way up. And lift a little higher. And curl the feet down. And hold the shins. And release the head, neck, and shoulders. And take a little rock side to side. Or take some windshield wipers. You might let the knees come all the way over for a quick little spinal twist and then go the other way. And then we'll come back and make our way up to seated. So get there in a way that feels good in your body today. I always notice how this first seat of the day feels for me, how close to the ground my inside footed knee is. So for me, it's my right knee here, how much space I've got, how open this hip is feeling. In case you can't tell, with this big gap here, this right hip is a little tight this morning. So I'm going to give it a little extra love as I start to move. But for now, I'm just going to ease the neck around. And maybe turn and look right, and turn and look left, and take right ear to shoulder, take left ear to shoulder, take a little look up, lift the heart up with it, exhale chin to chest, and then drop the heart back. Press the heart forward, lift the head up, drop chin to chest, drop the heart back. Lift the heart forward, lift the chin up, drop chin to chest, and drop the heart back. And then we'll take a few little circles through the rib cage. And go the other direction. And we'll come back up nice and tall. If you've got one foot in front of the other, switch. And we'll notice now that by shifting this foot forward, away, I've got a little bit more openness in this hip. It feels different when you shift the foot and it's changing the angles that the femur is connecting into the hip socket. We'll do it again. A little bit of shoulder, a little bit of neck moving here. And that's partly why it's important to switch sides. We're going to roll the shoulders out this time too. I'm going to turn and look left, and turn and look right. And now I'm starting to add a little bit of a twist to it. So I look left and I press into my right palm. So I've got a little baby twist. Turn right, press into the left palm. So I'm getting into a little more into the upper body, not just the neck. And come back into center. Lift the head up, drop chin to chest, roll the heart back in space. Reach the heart forward, lift the chin up, drop chin to chest, drop the heart back. Reach the heart forward, lift the chin up, drop chin to chest, slide that heart back, and we're going to circle in the opposite direction this time. Figure out which direction is backwards. From what you did the last time. And then come on up nice and tall. Pause here, turn the palms up for a moment. And maybe set an intention for your practice today. Or choose a mantra, something that you want to repeat. Something that resonates with you, something you're working on, the why that brought you to your mat. Just close your eyes and breathe that intention in, infuse it into your breath and into your body, bringing it into every cell. And then exhale a little bit of it out, share with somebody else. Swing it around tabletop, all fours. Mindfully setting the body up. It is, my body at least is still not feeling like warm and ready to rumble just yet. So I'm still moving a little bit of caution. I don't want to move in a way that's going to make my body not feel great. And if you've ever pivoted too quickly and not lifted your heel, you feel it in your knee, right? Or turned just the wrong way and your back just gives you that little, shot across the back. Oh, hey, don't move like that. I'm really trying to move in a way that's just more careful with my body until it's a little bit warmer, and then it can do a little bit more. Making sure the back of the neck is nice and long and smooth. The muscles of the front body are lifting, engaging the core, the abdominals. A lot of times we use core interchangeably with the word for abs, but it's not exactly interchangeable. The core actually involves more muscles in the body than just your abdominals, but I think you know what I mean when I say it. Inhale and drop the belly, lift the head, heart, and hips. Keep those palms pushing the earth away. Don't sink your rib cage down. Exhale, tug the tailbone, ripple through the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, low belly. And exhale, chin to chest. Give me one more, please, just like this. Maybe start to go off the rails a little bit. Look right and left, rocking the hips side to side, circling the hips around. Again, observing where there's some spaciousness and where there might be less spaciousness. Every day it's a new day, it's a new body. We have to re-explore and figure out what we've got to work with here today. Bringing the fingerprints, gripping into the mat. So the center of the palm lifts a little, tuck the toes under. Really pull the abs up and in here. A little bit of a hollow front body. Lift the knees, slide the hips up and back, downward facing dog. And we'll pedal the dog out. Take the dog for a walk here. I hope my puppy didn't hear that word. Maybe we rock the hips side to side, take a little sway. You might nod the head yes and shake it out no. You might come way up on the ball joints of the toes here, like right where your toes connect into your foot. And then slowly let the heels come down and then take a little pedal. And then we're going to rise back up towards the toes, really flex through the feet, drop heart towards the thighs, and we'll take a walk to the top of the mat for forward fold. Feet are wider than hips. Feet are wider than hips here. For at least to start for me today. Nice bend in the knees. Let the upper body really rest on the thighs. Turn the palms to face up, whether they're on the earth or not, and open and close the fingers. And maybe we start to sway a little side to side, bend one knee and straighten the other, keeping the torso as heavy as we can. Yeah, maybe we take a little ragdoll now, holding the elbows, letting the weight of the upper body bring us just a little deeper into the fold. And we'll release the hands. Palms come to the shins. Abs engage, lift up, ripple out. Crown of the head comes forward. Exhale, lower the hips down like a low chair pose. And then push the earth away to rise all the way up to the sky. And we'll walk the arms up, taking a little stretch side to side. You don't need to look up at the thumbs the whole time if that's not comfortable in your neck. You can bring your gaze straight forward. And then we'll hold opposite elbows if that's available to you. And we'll rock elbows side to side. And as my elbows drop to the right, my hips shift to the left. And vice versa. Elbows left, hips shift right. Keeping the knees a little bit soft here. Little bend. And we'll reach all the way up. Let the fingers kiss and draw the hands down into the heart. And walk the feet in, hip distance, generally about 6 inches. Palms together at the heart center. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Notice where your natural resting point in your low spine is. You might want to tuck the tailbone under just a little and engage the abs just to shore up, right? To create a little strength and stability through the pelvis and the hips. Keep a little softness in the knees. We don't ever really want to lock them out. Inhale, rise all the way up. Big whole body stretch. Forward fold and let it go. Inhale and lift halfway. Exhale, float it down. Plant the hands. Step the left foot back. Put the left knee on the ground. Low lunge. Hands come up. Inhale, lift tall. Exhale, slide the hips a little forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, a little forward. Inhale and lift. Exhale, hands to the earth. Tuck the back toe. Lift the knee. Shift the weight front to back and step it up top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale and lift halfway. Exhale, drop the hips. Low chair. Inhale, push to the sky. Exhale, hands into the heart. Inhale, deep breath up. Stretch the whole body long. Check in on that tailbone. Forward fold, let it go. Hips slide back, soft knees. Inhale and lift halfway. Exhale, soften and fold. Plant the hands. It's the right foot stepping back and the right knee coming to the earth. Rise up for low lunge. You can keep this back foot tucked or you can untuck it. It really just depends on what feels good in your body today, what gives you more stability. Inner thighs are squeezing in towards the midline of the body. So they're pressing together, even though they're spread, right? We're pressing in. That will help shore up the body. Anytime you feel wobbly in a pose like this, I'm going to ask you to check in on your muscles. And are they doing the work? Or are the bones simply stacked into the shape and you're not actually engaging to help hold there? So inner thighs, quads, hamstrings, glutes, should all be turned on right here. Inhale, lift a little high. Exhale, shift the hips a little forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale and lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to the ground. Lift the back knee. Shift the weight. Step it up. Forward fold. Inhale and lift halfway. Exhale, low chair. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. I'm going to give you an option this time. Inhale, lift up. Forward fold, let it go. Inhale and lift halfway. Exhale and fold. Step the left foot back. You can stay in low lunge with the knee down, or this time, if you like, you can press into high lunge. If you're in low lunge, you're going to take those three, slide forward towards crescent, right? Push the hips forward and back that we just did. If you're in high lunge, I invite you to dip that back knee down and press back up. Dip the back knee down and press back up. Dip down, press up. Hold for your high lunge. I'm going to give you two choices here to step to the top of the mat. You can tap the left toes, just come up and put the left toes on the floor, or you can step up into standing knee in, shifting weight into the right foot and lifting the left. And put that left foot down. Inhale, deep breath up. Forward fold, let it go. So the option here, if you put that foot down, that's just easier to balance. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Soften the knees, take the right foot back. Right knee on the ground or press all the way up. Take those hip presses forward to crescent or take these dips down in the back. 3 of them. Inhale down, exhale lift. Inhale down, exhale lift. And one more time, dip and press. And then you can either bring the right toes to the mat like this, or you can bring the knee all the way up and in. And we'll set the right foot down. Take a deep breath up. Forward fold, let it go. Inhale and lift halfway. Exhale and fold. Slide the left foot back, knee up or down. Rise all the way up, low lunge or high lunge. Shifting the hips or lowering the knee. 3 rounds. Down, up, or forward and back. Both awesome options, just kind of depends on what you want to work on today. If you're in low lunge, you're going to rise up and meet us. You can come up and through a warrior 1 base if you don't want to keep the back heel lifted. Step it up top of the mat, toes or standing knee in. Yogi's choice, and you can choose one and then go to the other. Now we're going to step the left foot back to warrior 1. So left toes are turned out, left heel is in, right toes are nice and neutral forward. Rise up. All right, here's the pose that I very rarely teach. You're going to take your right hand down behind you towards this back leg and reach the left hand up and back. This is exalted warrior. So you can see it's sort of a reverse warrior with a twist. The right hand comes down, the left hand comes up and over. Inhale, both hands up. And we'll open into warrior 2. Reach up and back, reverse the warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reach up and back. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, windmill the hands. Let the back foot swing around with you. Shift the weight front to back, step to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale and lift halfway. Exhale, lower the hips. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale, hands into the heart. Let's try the other side. Inhale, deep breath all the way up. Rise up, my lovelies. Forward fold, let it go. Inhale and lift halfway. Exhale and fold. Plant the hands. It's the right foot coming back. Right knee on the earth or lifted, low lunge or high. yogi's choice. And then take your deepening pose here. So either shift forward to crescent or take these little dips here. Making sure if you're doing the high lunge dips that the glutes are engaged. And everybody's going to lift up and find high lunge. And then tap the right toes forward or step into standing knee in. It's so exciting when I do that. Every time, I love it. Step the right foot back, open those toes out, right? Angling more or less towards the front corner of the mat. Being able to press into the pinky toe of that back foot. Inhale, both hands up for warrior one first. And then take the left hand down and the right hand up and take exalted warrior. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, pivot open, warrior two. Reach it up and back, reverse to warrior two. Kind of float. Don't ever, there's a tiny pause between the reverse and the warrior two that comes with the pause in breath. Reach it up and back. Windmill the hands all the way down. Let that back foot come around. Rock and roll front to back. Step it to the top. Forward fold. Inhale and lift halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale and lift halfway. Exhale, drop the hips down, low chair. Inhale, push up to the sky. Exhale, hands into the heart. I'm going to give you an option this time through. Inhale, deep breath up. Forward fold, let it go. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Left toes go back. Low lunge or high, find your way. Low to crescent or high lunge to the dip, down. 3 of them. You got this. Press forward or drop down. And everybody meets up here in high lunge. Toe tap or standing knee in and step it back. Find your warrior one. Right hand comes down, left hand lifts, exalted warrior. Inhale, reach up, pivot open, warrior two. Inhale up and back, reverse. And then you can either take warrior two here, or you can reach it out and find half moon. So warrior two or Ardha Chandrasana. Soften that front knee. Everybody comes back to warrior two. Reach the right hand up, reverse. Windmill all the way down. Step it back to plank or downward facing dog. Yogi's choice. Plank or down dog. You can take a vinyasa here if that works for you. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. Up on the toes, walk or hop it to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale and lift halfway. Exhale, low chair. This time I give you the option of releasing the hands and taking a little bit of a pulse, using the glutes to press up and down, up and down. You can hold on at the thighs if that feels good as well. Just a little pulse. And then drop it down like it's hot. Press up to the sky. Then hands come to the heart. Let's try the other side. Inhale, breathe up. Forward fold, let it go. Inhale and lift halfway. Exhale and fold. Right toes slide back. Right knee down or up. Take your lunge, low or high. And then take your deepening move, pressing the hips forward or dropping that knee down. 3 breaths, 3 times to deepen. And we'll all meet here in high lunge. Tap the right toes or step to standing knee in, and then slide it back, open it up, warrior one. Left hand down, right hand lifts, exalted warrior. Inhale, warrior one, exhale, warrior two. Up and back, reverse the warrior. And here's your option, warrior 2 or half moon. Everybody needs back in warrior 2. Up and back, reverse. Windmill the hands all the way down. Step back to plank or downward facing dog. Yogi's choice. You can hold the plank or take a vinyasa. We're going to meet in downward facing dog. Up on the toes, walk or hop at top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, lower the hips. Stay here or release and maybe take this little pulse. Strong, strong, strong abs. The low back should feel very, very safe here. If you notice that there's a lot of sway, intentionally start to tuck that tailbone. Maybe bring hands to thighs. Little extra support. And then drop it like it's hot. Rise all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands come into the heart. Take a deep breath up. Forward fold, let it go. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Step it back to tabletop, all fours. Take the knees out, or the knees all the way together, yogi's choice. The hips are going to come back for child's pose. Take a couple of really nice deep breaths here. I'm going to lift the gaze, walk the hands up and in, shift the feet around. We're going to bring those legs out in front of us, give them a little bit of a love, a little shaky, shaky. Flex the feet and maybe lift the knees just a little bit here. I'm going to wrap my arms underneath, kind of like I would for ragdoll, aiming for opposite elbows. And I'm using this to sort of hug my torso down towards my thighs and let the head just rest here at the knees. And then I want to deepen the stretch in my hamstrings a little bit. So I'm going to walk my feet about an inch forward and fold again. And stay for a breath. And if I need to go deeper, I will lift the upper body, walk the feet another inch forward, come back underneath. When I can't bring my heart to my thighs anymore, I don't really want to go a whole lot further than that. So you can keep moving it until you find that hamstring stretch where your upper body can still stay, in its deeply loving relationship with your upper thighs. And we're breathing deeply into the hamstrings and the low back here. And if your point of stretch is here where we started, well, then that's where we are. And I say, hallelujah. Everybody release the hands to the earth. Tuck the chin, roll all the way up. Push the right leg out nice and long and bring the sole of the left foot inside the right thigh. Sit up nice and tall. And notice if you bring your hands into prayer here, you'll notice that your hand is pointing inside this right foot. And we're just going to turn the dial so that your hands are pointing towards your right foot. And then we'll bring the fingertips to the ground here and start to walk the heart towards the right shin. I say shin, your heart obviously isn't going to touch your shin, right? But if you aim for your knee, it's very easy to take a cat back and kind of sink down here. It's not quite the stretch we're going for. So I think of reaching my heart forward towards my shin so that I keep my spine super nice and long. And I use my hands on the ground here to help draw me down into the shape. Let the left knee stay nice and heavy. And maybe on your inhale, you lift a little away from the stretch. And then exhale back towards it. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift and release. Exhale, draw down. And last time, inhale, lift. Exhale and release. If you have nice long arms and you like, you can take this left hand actually across to the outside of the right foot and use that to help draw you into the shape. And stay for 1 more breath. And you are always welcome to keep a little bend in this extended leg so that the knee isn't all the way to the ground. If the hamstring simply isn't going to stretch this way, then give it a little lift so you've got a little more room to move. That's honoring the nobility of the body you brought to the mat. Release the left hand if you took the bind. Slowly walk it back up. Take the left hand behind and the right hand across. And we'll take a little twist here. Inhale to lift the spine, create space, and then exhale to find your twist. Every inhale is a little release and lengthening, and every exhale is a little bit of a deepening twist. And release all the way back to center. Bring the left leg all the way out. Shake out the legs. Pause for a moment and observe the 2 legs, the 2 hips, the knees. Notice if there's a difference one side to the other. And we'll slide this right leg in. Let this right knee get heavy. And because this is my tight knee, I'm going to grab a little block to put underneath this knee, just so it can really rest heavy and be supported. If it's kind of hovering up in the air, your body's kind of in a position of, well, what am I supposed to do with this knee? Am I holding it up? Am I pushing it down? I don't know what's happening here. I don't want to be thinking about this knee because that's not where I'm focusing. So give it a little love, put something underneath it. Bring the hands to the heart center. Observe that you are currently pointed inside the left foot. And then turn the dial so that you are pointing towards the left foot and bring the hands down. Again, you can keep this lift in the knee and we'll start to walk forward into our forward fold, Janusirasana, head to knee pose. And again, it's the heart, the sternum even, is reaching towards the middle of your shin. You're reaching forward with a nice long spine. Inhale gives you a little lift. And exhale deepens you a little more. Pull the low belly in and see if you can't create a little more space as we lift and fold. And 1 more lift and fold, and maybe the right hand crosses to the outside. You also add a lovely little stretch through the shoulder with this. I love a 2 for the price of 1. Focusing on the spine staying long, the belly is strong. And then slowly we'll release, tuck the chin, walk it all the way back up. Take the right hand behind and the left hand across. Inhale, spine long. Exhale into your twist. And we'll release, come all the way back into center. Release this right leg out, give it a little bit of a shaky shake. Turn the feet so you can tap the pinkies and then tap the big toes together. Build a little heat here. Shake them out, and we'll bring the soles of the feet together. Sitting up nice and tall. You can stay right here in Baddha Konasana. If this feels good, you can fly your butterfly wings and shift it out. If you want to try a slight variation that is a very deep hip opener, that is one that my body does not love, I can kind of demo it for you. Then you're going to bring this left foot in front of your body I don't quite get to a 90-degree angle, but I'm bringing this foot, trying to bring this left knee forward. And then my right ankle is going to go on top of my left knee and let this right knee come down. As you can see, my body does not love this pose. It's called fire log. So basically what we're doing is stacking the shins. I'll try it on the other side just to see if we can get a little, nope, doesn't love it on this side either. But if your body likes it, there we go. A little fake it till you make it. You can take that shape. Probably one I should practice more often because the poses that we struggle with are sometimes the ones that our bodies are saying, please help me work on this. It's also possible that my anatomy will never go deeper in this shape than this. And that's okay too. But I offer it to you as an option where you can stay right here in bound angle. Wherever you're at, fire log or bound angle, you might take a little fold here. And we'll rise back up. And if you are taking fire log, you're going to switch and put the opposite leg on top. Get yourself settled in, feel how that feels. And if you're here in bound angle with me, we'll shake out those knees a little bit. And then maybe we take one more fold. Noticing that in fire log especially, it might be a very, very tiny movement forward. You're not trying to put your head down on top of those legs, okay? We're keeping a nice spine and we're reaching it forward, pulling the low belly in and up. Shoulder blades are staying down the back. There's a couple of things, rise back up here. A couple of things it's not worth fighting with, usually. Teenagers, puppies, ponytails, and yoga poses. If your body is like, I'm not going into that, then don't. I really think it's that simple. Okay, swing it around. Let's roll all the way down. Ease the legs around if you were in bound angle. Take your time coming all the way down. Find a nice bridge base. We'll start back with our windshield wipers. So take the feet a little wider than the hips and let the knees rock out a little side to side. And then we'll come back to center here. Let the knees either go all the way to the right with the feet grounded, or pull the knees into the chest first and then take the knees to the right. And maybe we look towards the left a little bit, spinal twist. This is bliss. One more breath. And we'll switch sides. Whatever version you're taking, knees go to the left, maybe the right arm reaches out, maybe the right ear starts to come down towards the mat. And release. All the way back to center, and find your way to happy baby. You can take a half, by the way, just keep one knee into the chest and hold the opposite foot. I kind of like taking both, and I love it with peace fingers, hooking my big toes. The shoulder blades are pulling down to the ground. So actively pull like you're trying to draw your shoulder blades together. So we can keep the back nice and firm, maybe rock a little side to side. You might even play with straightening one leg a little and the other. And then settle into your happy baby, whatever version you're taking today. See if you can't stay with as much stillness as the body can create for 2 or 3 breaths. You might even close your eyes here. And then gently release the feet. Put the left foot down and reach the right heel up towards the sky. You can bring your hands to your hamstring, give it some love. We'll bend the right knee and straighten. Bend and lift. Bend and lift. And cross the ankle over the opposite knee. And now we open the knee away and draw it in, checking how it feels in internal and external rotation. And then at some point, maybe the right hand reaches between and we bring the left hamstring in. If you want another twofer, you can lift the left heel up and get a little left hamstring going while we're opening through the right hip a little bit. And then if that foot is lifted, lower it down, bring the left foot all the way to the earth, put the right foot on the ground, lift the left leg up, flex that foot, give the hamstring a little love. And then we'll bend the left knee and lift, keep the tailbone heavy here, pull the knee in and lift. And one more time, bend and lift, really reach that heel and cross the ankle over the knee. Open that left knee away and let it swing in. Couple times. And then maybe the left hand goes between and we draw that right leg in, option to lift that right foot up to the sky. See how that feels and stay for a few breaths. And release the right foot, bring it to the earth. Release the left foot, take both feet wide, bring the knees together. Maybe even turn the toes in and let the heels open out a little extra. Bring the hands to the body somewhere, heart and belly or fingertips to the rib cage. Just bring your hands back into connection with your breath. And then we'll walk the feet back in, let the knees open a little and take the right knee in the right hand and the left knee in the left. Circle both knees around to the right. And around to the left. And then hold the shins, draw the nose all the way up towards the knees, squeeze in, and then reach the whole body long, hands overhead, legs long. We're going to do that again, squeeze in, knees to chest, nose to knees. And inhale, expand the whole body out. And the last time, draw it all in. Exhale. And then release the whole body out. And find your way into your final resting shape for today, whatever that looks like in your body. Could be legs up the wall. Maybe you want to come to a reclined bound angle. All that I do ask is that it be a shape that you don't need to shift sides in. So if you've got another stretch or something you need, do that first. When you come to your Shavasana, let it be a shape that you can just completely relax in and be still. If it's still a little chilly in your house, because it's still a little chilly in my house, grab a blanket and wrap up. If you've got a pillow or a bolster and you're all the way down on your back, you might put it underneath your knees, or blocks can go under your knees. That's kind of a lovely release for the back. And then we're going to come back to where we started, Connect to the ground. Fabulous. Connect to your breath. This is your reminder that we never turn the brain off, our mind. It doesn't stop. It's called chitta vritti in Sanskrit. We call it the monkey mind in yoga, right? That primate mind. It's always on. Even when we sleep, there is brain activity, right? The goal of meditation or shavasana is not to turn it off, because that's not really achievable. It's to create space between you as the watcher and the thoughts and emotions that happen in the mind. So imagine maybe that it's a radio, and the radio is talking about what you need to do later today, and it's talking about, did you remember this? And it's thinking about that dream you had, and it's wondering how so-and-so is doing, right? But that's all on the radio. You can get up and walk to the opposite side of this mental room. The radio's on, the volume's down a little bit, you've created a little space. All that chatter is still happening over there, but you're just sitting back in your comfy chair and observing it. You are not your thoughts, you are not your feelings. You are the observer. So spend the next few minutes in observation, just chilling out, seeing what's happening, what's coming up, and breathing. Welcome to Shavasana. Bringing that awareness, shifting it away from the radio of the mind and coming back to your awareness of your physical body on the ground. Noticing the parts of you that are physically connected to earth right now. Feeling your breath get a little deeper as you ease back into the body. And then start to deepen that breath. Maybe reaching the arms over the head, stretching the whole body long. Taking any yawn or stretch or sigh that just feels fabulous today. Maybe letting out a really deep sigh, just letting something go. And then finding your way back to seated. If that serves, you are more than welcome to finish out class laying down. And in fact, if you don't have any place to rush off to, I love finishing class laying down. When you get there, we bring the head up over the heart up over the hips. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears, open the collarbones a little bit. And bring the palms of the hands together at the heart center. Bow the head. Coming back to your intention or your mantra for practice, breathing it in. Exhaling and sharing with the world. Thank you for sharing space with me today. Namaste.